Yo, what's going on, guys, and welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be talking about, well, to be honest, a bunch of different comedy movies. I fucking love comedy movies and I watch them pretty frequently, so I thought it'd be fun to go ahead and talk about a bunch of them that I've watched recently in one video. Wasting no time, I'm going to go ahead and get into the first one, and that is We're the Millers. I feel like this is a movie that a lot of people remember fondly, and for me specifically, I remember seeing this movie in theaters and then watching it a lot when I got it on Blu-ray. Yeah, I'm trying to sound fancy over here with my Blu-rays and my 4Ks, even though nobody gives a shit. Now, there's a lot of things to like about We're the Millers. I mean, the plot is pretty goddamn original. I fucking love it. Basically, this dude that is a weed dealer and just doesn't like talking to anybody for the most part and keeps to himself and gets robbed, and to make up that money and that lost weed and all that shit to his dealer, he ends up, having to basically forge a made-up family to sneak across the border inconspicuously and smuggle like 80 tons of weed. Enough weed to kill Willie fucking Nelson, man. The cast is stacked from top to bottom, and I can't help but love Ian Poulter even more after watching him in Guardians of the Galaxy 3 as Adam Warlock, and then seeing him in this and how different he is, and also just how fucking hilarious he is in We're the Millers, and he was also pretty funny in Guardians. Without a doubt, I recommend We're the Millers. It's just always one of those like easy hit movies. Like, you're always going to be able to sit down and watch it, and it's just going to put you in a good mood. It's just a great movie. Now, these next two movies I pretty much have the exact same feeling about for obvious reasons, and it's Step Brothers and Talladega Nights. Not much else to say other than these movies are fucking perfect. I mean, they are legitimately the epitome of a perfect comedy movie in my opinion. Sacha Baron Cohen in Talladega Nights and Adam Scott in Step Brothers are two of the greatest supporting characters in any movie ever, and just steal any scene they're in, I swear to God. You cannot beat John C. Reilly and Will Ferrell together. Granted, I will say that I was extremely excited for Holmes and Watson when it came out, and that movie was horrible. I hated it. So I guess 2 out of 3 for them, but the 2 that they hit with were perfect. So it makes up for the dud. I feel like I don't really need to say it, but I mean, I obviously recommend these movies to the fucking highest degree, and I also want to point out one other thing that these movies have in common. The goddamn director, Adam McKay. I don't know how many people realize how much of a streak this guy was on to start his directing career, but I mean, these were just 2 in like a span of like 5 amazing movies, and the guy has done a lot of amazing movies. I just wanted to give him his due credit, because within like a 5-year period, he made Anchorman, Talladega Nights, Step Brothers, and fucking the other guys. I mean, the dude was just on fire, and he just continues to make good things to this day, because I really like Don't Look Up, which he recently directed. Those movies also have another very common thread with Will Ferrell. I mean, Will Ferrell is legitimately one of the most consistent and solid actors you will see. I mean, I rarely ever get a bad performance, and really the only one ever in my head, and I don't even know if it's bad, I just didn't like the movie, was Holmes and Watson. But Will Ferrell is so money. And now it's time for the Sandman Hour, I guess I'm gonna call this, because we have 3 Adam Sandler movies I'm gonna talk about real quick. And those movies are Waterboy, Grown Ups 2, and fuck, what was the third one? Chuck and Larry. I now pronounce you Chuck and Larry, which was recommended by my boy Nemo. I'll go ahead and get Grown Ups 2 out of the way, because honestly, I just think that movie is a very long SNL skit, which is completely fine. I enjoy that movie, because it is literally the definition of turn your brain off and just enjoy the fucking movie, man. It's fun to me. I really like it. My favorite part is Taylor Lautner. I can't fucking lie. He's just funny as hell to me in that movie. But I just enjoy it, and I feel like it's a recommendation to anybody that likes Sandler movies. I mean, I went and saw this in theaters. I was excited to go see this as a kid. I still had the little fucking poster that they gave me that has popcorn stains on it. Next, I'll cover Waterboy, and to be honest, I kind of put this in the upper echelon of comedy movies as well. I think it is literally right there with Talladega Nights and Step Brothers. I fucking love this movie. It's been, honestly, a long time since I've watched it, and I really don't know if I had ever sat down and watched it all the way through. I had just seen it on TV a bunch growing up. This is just peak Sandler. I mean, you have Happy Gilmore, Billy Madison, and Waterboy, and those, I mean, he's made a lot of, like, great movies in my opinion. I mean, I pretty much love them all. He's my favorite actor of all time. Just so much connections to when I was a kid, and I just always enjoy his movies. You know, people may talk shit about certain ones. I still always find enjoyment in them. Except for Jack and Jill. That one, I don't remember liking really at all. Granted, it's been a long time, but that was like the one, like, exception where I'm like, yeah, that's just not good. But Waterboy's great, and it's definitely one of those movies where if you love Adam Sandler and haven't seen it in a while, I feel like it's definitely worth a rewatch, and I would recommend it to anybody that happens to have not seen it. Now, I pronounce you Chuck and Larry, as I said, it was recommended to me by my boy Nemo, and I actually liked it more than I thought I would. I will say it starts off kind of slow, but it really picks up and just gets a lot more consistent, and pretty much once it does hit that groove, it really doesn't slow down, and it's actually a really good fucking Adam Sandler movie, and I really like Kevin James. I mean, you know, you grew up watching Paul Blart as much as I did, you're gonna have a natural connection to that man, and I always like him in movies too, so him and Sandler, easy money. This movie does get pretty wild at times too. Like, some scenes kind of caught me off guard, like in a good way and also not necessarily in a bad way, but like, okay, I guess they just did that type of way. Ultimately, I gotta recommend it though if you're a Sandler fan or a Kevin James fan. So next up, and the second to last movie I'm gonna go ahead and talk about here, is Sausage Party. This movie seems to be divisive. Like, I don't really hear anybody bring it up that often, and when they do, I hear mixed things. Like, it's not a movie that I hear a lot of great things about, and not a movie I hear terrible things about necessarily. Actually, I guess I kind of take that back. I have heard some pretty mean things about this movie. It kind of has the same attitude as Big Mouth, where people that love it really love it, and people that hate it really hate it. Like, just straight up, you love it or you hate it. I should have just said that. And I love it, I can't lie. I mean, my favorite part is probably Nick Kroll as the douche. Just funny as fuck to me. If I had to say one thing about this movie, like, well, actually, I guess a few things, because I should say that the pacing is actually really good, and then you get to the end, it feels like they didn't know how to end this movie, and it just ends like a crazy, bombastic action movie, and then the very, very end, I don't really know how to explain it without just saying, like, it's something. And the ending is actually to the point where I would, like, legitimately question recommending it to everybody, because I really think that it can put a bad taste in a lot of people's mouths. I mean, I went to see this in the theaters, man, and the reactions coming out, I remember being like, what the fuck did we just see? It doesn't stop me personally from liking the movie. I mean, I still really like it and would rewatch it. I just think that it's one of those things that if you're watching it with other people, the ending is just kind of awkward, and it felt that way when I was in the theater. I guess ultimately I would just recommend it though. I would just say be wary that you're gonna see some shit. And now the last movie I'm gonna go ahead and talk about in this video is gonna be Friday. I am ashamed to say that I had never seen this movie before. So many quotable lines over my life that I had known, but I never sat down to watch the damn movie. And for some reason, just one day, I think we saw it, or me and my dad were like scrolling looking for something on HBO Max, and Max, and we came across Friday, and I, kind of mentioned like, oh man, Friday, like I'd never seen that, and he was kind of shocked when I said it, so we just decided to watch it. So glad we did, dude. This movie is incredible. I fucking love it. I can't believe I had never seen it before. There's so many good performances in this movie. I mean, you gotta highlight the obvious ones like Ice Cube and Chris Tucker, and of course Debo, Mr. Tommy Lister Jr., but I have got to give a gigantic praise to Mr. John Witherspoon. That guy made me laugh every fucking time he was on screen. He plays Ice Cube's dad. He steals the goddamn scene every time he's there. This is one of those movies where I genuinely think that everybody on planet Earth will find something to like about it. And fuck, even aliens, man. You don't even know. You show them Friday, all of a sudden we're probably, homies with people from another planet. Seriously though, unless you are just straight up boring as hell, I 100% recommend this to everybody. And now that we're done talking about Friday, that is gonna do it for the video, guys. 8 movies in, actually 8 minutes. 8 movies in 8 minutes. That's the perfect title. I gotta go ahead and wrap it up, because otherwise I'm gonna get over 8 minutes. Actually, I think we're around 8 minutes anyway. Now I'm just rambling. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Be sure to let me know if you like this style of video, because I've really only done this one time before where I talked about all the Toy Story movies in one video, and it seemed like that one was like, or got decent reception. A lot of these videos have gotten way better, like just overall reception than I ever thought they would, which I appreciate the hell out of, by the way. But anyway, again guys, let me know what you thought, and that's gonna go ahead and do it for the video. I hope you enjoyed it. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.